guys, Sean, Less of the Dummies. This evening I'm going to rebuild my Glock17 Gen5 43 caliber paintball pistol from Umarex. I'm going to rebuild the factory magazine. So this is the style that is sort of like a twist to puncture. I have a push to puncture here. And the main reason why I want to rebuild this magazine is still working. I've drilled and prodded and poked at it. But as I mentioned in another video, I like to do things backwards. So I never compared these mags back to back. I'm getting a sneaking suspicion that this push to pierce has just slight volume edge on this factory twist to pierce based on just the mechanism that's inside this one. It's almost like a floating valve in there, and that's by design for this push to pierce. So what I'm going to do, I located a rebuild kit from T4E from Umarex. This is designated as a TPM1 rebuild kit. But from my sources,
they say they're the same. They are the same profile and all that jazz. So, TPM1, Glock17.
Tools you'll need: Phillips head screwdriver, nice small one, I don't know what number that is. Small, good one. A punch, a very fine punch. I don't know what number that is either. A little tappity tap hammer. And this one is not necessary because I am going to change the valve spring in this while we're doing this. This is used to remove the valve cap that's on the inside. So we'll just pretend that your magazine is leaking, garbage, something's wrong with it. You buy a rebuild kit, and well, this is really all you have to do. I locked the spring down, locked the follower down. If you look here, there are these two rounded sort of ball nose ends. This is the end you want to hit with your punch. The other end, the flat nose here, is knurled. So in these two magazines, they both went in the same way. So I'm assuming that all Umarex are the same, but you know, look for that kind of ball nose tip. That's the side you want to knock out, or knock from anyways. So literally just put your punch on there. Tap these pins out. I like to get them started just like that. And then I'll put it sort of on the edge of something here. Oh, that's not a very good edge. We'll use this wooden dowel because I have it handy here. So you can knock them out even further. Push them out.
And there you can see the knurled end and then the ball nose. So you're knocking from the ball nose and then you're reinserting that direction as well.
Set your pins aside. You are going to reuse those. Pull your head off. You could use it for spare parts. You know, there's probably still some good stuff in there anyways. Take your new head. There's going to be a couple of little doodads in here. There is a CO2 seal, which is that guy right there. And the puncture pin. Let's just dump it all out here. You're also going to have this screen. And you can see mine, it probably still works. So I'm not going to reinstall this screen. It's like a diffuser, kind of try and keep, help your gas kind of, or your liquid to turn to gas a little better. I imagine it probably keeps some crud out too, but I'm not going to use that.
There is your puncture pin right there. In this case, this would be in the TPM1. You use an Allen wrench to actually tighten your mag down. So this would be the replacement here. In this case, the Glock has its own standalone device, so we're not going to use that. I have no idea what that is. Again, this is quoted for a different launcher. So, okay, we got our back cover, our little blowback seal, and the tiny screw that holds this back cover on. So normally you take the mag head like this, you take your screen, you drop your screen in right on top. And yep. Yeah, just like that. Then you stack your puncture pin on top like that. And then you take your seal here. You want to make sure this divot end is up. So if you look, this back half is flat. The flat side goes on top of the puncture pin, like that. In my case, I'm not using that screen, so I just drop the puncture pin in. Well, it looks like I'm wrong. I'm allowed to be wrong, guys. I still might be wrong. Come on. Flat side is up. So this washer the seal should kind of tuck down nicely like that. If I do it the other way, no. If you do it the other way, it kind of sits proud and you don't want that. That little raised ring there kind of interlocks with that seal. See, like that? This is what retains that CO2 seal in there. Kind of just pinch it together and reinsert your pins here, and making sure ball nose goes first. They are going to be a little tough. Easier to take the old ones out, that's for sure. So what I did here is I just open the mag on its, open this base plate here, just to give a little flat leverage. Really got to jam down on that and tap these pins in. There we go. Now I got, well, that one's almost going. There we go. Now we got them both started. I like to use something again like a wooden dowel, so it's kind of just something stable to knock against here. Tap these home. And you only want to tap them flush. Like that. Now you can see that pin is nice and flush. Continue with the other one. There we go. Both pins are flush. At this point, you would take your backing plate, your blowback seal, place it on there, put your screw in, and away you go. Mag's rebuilt. My case, I'm going to take out the factory spring that's in here. Using these snap ring pliers.
Oh yeah. It's always a little tough the first time. Spin out this valve cap. It's gonna be under spring tension here, so just be mindful. It's not gonna come shooting out, but there we go. So down inside here, see there's an O-ring and there's a black retention plate that is sitting on top of that O-ring. You want that black plate on top. That keeps compression. It sandwiches your O-ring in place. There's another one right here. We'll reinstall that. There's your valve, stem, and your valve cap. I'm going to take my new valve spring. So that's these guys. These only work when you have these black retention rings in place. If you do not have these in place, this spring will bind up in there and you're done for. Oh, they're all flying everywhere. All right. Now, you can really see the difference now. Factory spring. Aftermarket spring. Like, it doesn't even look like it's gonna work, but for whatever reason, it's working. Install that spring on your valve stem. Put it back down inside. Reinstall your cap. You want to be careful not to cross thread this thing. So I usually like to do like a quarter turn back and you'll hear a click. And then you can kind of start spinning it forward. If it gets really tight right away, then you're doing it wrong. That is it. No ugga-duggas required. Reinstall your blow off seal here and your back plate. Screw. Don't want to cross thread this screw either. And that is it. Behold all your glory. All right, next up, I'm gonna test fire these things back to back. See which one performs better. Then we'll all know. See ya.